Do you like my new hat? A Finnish granny made it. There's a new trend here of small businesses setting up to produce clothing made from natural fibres, wool and cotton. Great idea. Buy locally produced clothes, high quality clothes made from natural materials. Anyway, rather than like these like nylon and whatever, or like wool mix plastic clothes like the big conglomerates sell. Anyway, not here to talk about that. What I am here to talk about is some really great news coming from the UK. Now, the British Parliament, it's composed of MPs, and each MP represents a particular part of Britain, a particular district. And yesterday, there was 2 elections in 2 of these districts. And basically what happened was they both used to be Conservative districts. One of them in particular was very, very solidly Conservative at the last general election in, when was that? Back, was it 2019, wasn't it? December 2019, I think it was Conservative, and the majority was like 18,000 votes. Anyway, by-election yesterday, same 2 seats. Whoops, shouldn't do that. Now go to Sir Keir Starmer's Labour Party. So, the BBC is full of it in the newspapers. The Conservatives, they're in the rubbish bin. Labour are on the bounce back. It's going to be they're selling the kind of the hope narrative that Sir Keir Starmer is going to change things around. Now, what was interesting was when I was reading this BBC online kind of news piece, was the voter turnout. And it was 38 and 36% respectively. So what does that mean? Well, put simply, voter turnout is the number of people who bothered to vote expressed as a percentage of the total number of people who were eligible to vote. So a voter turnout of 38% meant that 62% of people couldn't even be bothered to vote. Wow. That's amazing. What we're in the process of here is destroying their mandate to govern us. At the last general election, the voter turnout it's like 66, 67%, something like that. So I know people will say, well, it always falls in a by-election, but these are very, very, very low figures. And it shows to me, 36 and 38%, it shows that people are finally waking up, and they're realising that it doesn't matter whether you vote Labour, Conservative, or any of the other controlled parties. You're always going to get the same, which is the World Economic Forum. You're going to get more globalism, more immigration. You're going to get higher taxes. You're going to get an even worse NHS. You're going to get more Marxism in school for your kids. So basically what's happening is that people are withdrawing their consent. They're not bothering to take part in this particular voting pantomime. And this is important. This is like really, really, really important, that if we can get the voter turnout below 30%, we can then legitimately say to these people, you've lost your mandate to govern us. This current model, well, you can't say it's legitimate, because 70% of us, if we can get it more, maybe if we could get it to 75% of us not taking part, they would lose any moral legitimacy that they have over us. The whole system of fake democracy that we've got here, the tyranny of the majority, legalised theft, it all goes. And then we can actually hit not Klaus's Great Reset, but our reset that's based on freedom, individual liberty and personal responsibility. We can end the legalised extortion and the threats of violence that's the big government model, whether it's red or blue, who cares? Makes no difference. We need to end this system. And this is what I think is happening now in real time. We're actually seeing it now. So I think at the next election, whenever you have a chance to vote, the most important thing that you can do is sit at home. The most important thing that you can do is nothing. I don't think you should go down and spoil your ballot paper, because that they could well include that in the voter turnout. You know, this person turned up to vote, they spoilt their ballot paper. So, you know, voter turnout was 39% rather than 38%. We need to get that percentage, that voter turnout percentage, down as low as possible. Some people will say, well, they'll just ignore it. What these people fail to understand is that the Satanists, the globalists, they understand natural law. And natural law is the rules of it is such that if you want to harm somebody and avoid any karmic comeback yourself from doing that harm, you have to get people to agree and to consent to the harm being done to them. They have to agree with it. So for them, I reckon already 36, 38% is already like very low for them. They'll be worried about karmic comeback. So the lower we can get this percentage, and also to talk to other people, the most important narrative, in terms of politics to push to normies is they're all the same. What's the point in voting? They're all the same. So remove any legitimacy that they have to govern us by just staying at home and then talking to other people about it's pointless voting. Any new party will be quickly taken over and corrupted, which is absolutely true. And we mustn't lend our support to something that's completely illegitimate. So this is all good news as far as I'm concerned. So God bless.